2 years after Mia vanished in the Everglades' murky channels, a fisherman's crab trap snags a chilling clue. Her father, driven by grief, plunges into a dangerous search that uncovers a sinister secret. Hey, don't forget to like, please, subscribe for more shocking crime stories, and hit the bell icon. The darkest truth are yet to come. The Everglades stretched endlessly before Mia Carter, a 24-year-old adventure blogger whose camera captured the wild heart of Florida's untamed wetlands. On a humid August afternoon, she kayaked alone into a remote mangrove channel, chasing a tip from a local bait shop about a hidden lagoon teeming with rare wildlife. Her last vlog, time-stamped 5:12 p.m., showed her smiling, her dark hair glinting in the fading light, narrating, "This place is unreal, guys, untouched by tourists, just pure nature." She never returned to the launch point where her friend Sarah waited. 2 years of searches by police, volunteers, and her father, Daniel Carter, yielded nothing. The swamp seemed to have swallowed her whole. On a blistering morning in August 2025, Amos Reed, a grizzled crab fisherman with 40 years on the Gulf Coast, hauled up a trap from the murky waters where the Everglades currents met the open sea, 8 miles offshore. The trap, heavy with blue crabs, held an unexpected find, a waterproof camera in a green case, encrusted with barnacles and algae. Amos, squinting against the sun's glare, turned it over in his weathered hands. "Tourist junk," he muttered, but something about it felt off. The camera's brand matched one reported missing by a blogger 2 years prior. He dropped it at the Collier County Sheriff's Office, thinking little of it, unaware it would crack open a case gone cold. Daniel Carter, a widowed architect, was sketching blueprints when the sheriff's call came. "Mr. Carter, we've recovered a camera that might belong to your daughter, Mia. The serial number matches her registered gear." Daniel's heart raced as he drove to the station, the 30-minute trip a blur of hope and dread. In the sterile conference room, Detective Laura Evans slid an evidence bag across the table. The camera, though waterlogged, was unmistakably Mia's. Daniel had gifted it to her for her 22nd birthday. "Our techs pulled some footage," Evans said softly. "It's from the day she disappeared. It's hard to watch." On the laptop screen, Mia's face appeared, vibrant as she paddled through mangroves, her voice alive with excitement. "Found the lagoon. Locals weren't kidding. This is a goldmine for my channel." The timestamp read 5:45 p.m., minutes before her planned return. Then, a sudden jolt, her kayak rocked violently, the camera catching a glimpse of a boat's hull before the screen went black. The GPS data pinned Mia's last location to a labyrinthine channel in the 10,000 Islands, a maze of mangroves, where currents could carry debris to the Gulf. Daniel clutched the coordinates, his first real lead in 2 years. Detective Evans cautioned, "We're organizing a marine patrol search, but after this long, evidence is scarce." Daniel, unable to wait, rented a skiff from a distant marina in Goodland, posing as a tourist to avoid attention. Armed with a map and Mia's coordinates, he navigated the twisting channels at dawn, the humid air thick with the scent of salt and decay. The maze was disorienting. Every turn looked identical, but his GPS kept him on course. As he neared the coordinates, a low hum of engines stopped him cold. Tying his boat to a mangrove root, he crept through the foliage, heart pounding. Through a gap in the mangroves, Daniel saw 3 boats rafted together in a hidden cove. One was a sleek fishing vessel, Tide Runner, piloted by a wiry man in his 50s, with faded tattoos, Captain Jesse Holt, a local charter operator. Another was a marine patrol boat, its officer, Mark Dade, conferring with Holt. The third was an unmarked speedboat, loaded with crates. Daniel's hand shook as he recorded on his phone, zooming in on their faces. "Next run from Cuba's Wednesday," Holt said, voice carrying over the water. 10 passengers, families mostly, 30 grand each. Dade nodded. Keep it quiet. Feds are circling after that blogger's case. Daniel's blood froze. Mia, they were talking about her. He kept recording as Holt added, her camera showing up was a fluke. She's secure in the warehouse. No one's looking anymore. Human trafficking. The words hit Daniel like a fist. Mia had stumbled into their operation, her camera catching something she shouldn't have. They'd kept her alive for what? His mind recoiled at the possibilities. Holt's voice grew sharp. We can't move her yet. Too much heat. But she's mine until we're clear. Dade shrugged. Your call, but her dad's still sniffing around. Daniel's rage nearly betrayed him, but a snapped twig underfoot drew Holt's gaze. Raccoon, Dade said, but his eyes scanned the mangroves. Daniel retreated, slipping back to his skiff, his video evidence burning a hole in his pocket. The warehouse they'd mentioned, an old fish processing plant off Route 41. He knew. The place, abandoned, half a mile from the highway, hidden by That night, Daniel scouted the plant. Its rusted exterior belied recent maintenance, new locks, boarded windows, a faint glow inside. As he crouched in the palmetto, his phone buzzed. An unknown number. Dad. Mia's voice, weak and trembling. They know you're looking. I'm sorry. Tried to hide the camera. The call cut off. Daniel's heart thundered. She was alive, inside that building. He called his cousin Elena, the DEA agent in Tampa, sending her the video and coordinates. Don't go in alone, she urged. We'll have a team there by morning. But morning was too late. Holt's next run was Wednesday, tomorrow night. If they moved Mia, he'd lose her forever. At 4 a.m., Daniel returned to the plant, armed only with a crowbar from his truck. The loading dock door was ajar, and he slipped inside, the air reeking of mold and fear. The main floor was a maze of rusted machinery and partitions. He heard voices, Holt's, barking orders. Load the crates for tomorrow. She stays locked until we're done. Daniel followed the sound to a steel door, labeled storage. Soft sobs came from within. Mia, he whispered. The lock was heavy, but the crowbar gave him leverage. As it snapped open, Holt's voice rang out. Well, damn, you're persistent. Daniel turned to face Holt's pistol, glinting in the dim light. Drop it, or you both die. Dade appeared, weapon drawn, his Marine Patrol uniform a mockery of authority. Should have stayed home, Carter. But Mia's voice, faint from the room, gave Daniel strength. Dad, don't let them win. Holt smirked. She's been trouble from day one. Filmed us moving cargo, thought she could play hero. Daniel's grip tightened on the crowbar. Let her go. The D's coming, Holt laughed. By the time they get here, you'll be fish food. He gestured to Dade. Get her. We're taking them to the Gulf. As Dade unlocked the door, Mia stumbled out, gaunt and bruised, her eyes fierce despite her frail frame. Daniel lunged, swinging the crowbar at Holt's gun hand. The pistol fired, grazing Daniel's shoulder, but he tackled Holt to the ground. Mia, summoning strength, grabbed a pipe and swung at Dade, knocking him off balance. The chaos bought seconds enough for helicopter blades to roar overhead. Federal agents, led by Elena, fast-roped into the compound. Drop your weapons. A voice boomed. Holt fired wildly, but a sniper's shot took him down, his shoulder exploding in red. Dade surrendered, hands raised. Agents swarmed the plant, finding 8 other captives, women and children, huddled in another room. Mia collapsed into Daniel's arms, her body shaking but alive. I knew you'd come, she whispered. Medics airlifted her to Naples Community Hospital, where IVS fought infections ravaging her body. Elena briefed Daniel. Holt's operation had smuggled dozens from Cuba, using the Everglades maze to evade detection. Mia's camera, hidden during her capture, had been tossed into a canal, drifting to the Gulf, until Amos's trap snagged it. A 1 in a million chance. In the ICU, Daniel held Mia's hand, her recovery uncertain but her spirit unbroken. Holt and Dade faced life sentences, their network dismantled. The Everglades, once a place of secrets, now held a story of survival. Daniel and Mia faced a long road, but they'd walk it. Together, their bond stronger than the darkest waters. 3 months after Mia Carter's rescue from a human trafficking ring hidden in the Everglades' dark heart, Daniel Carter sat in the sterile glow of Naples Community Hospital's ICU, his eyes fixed on his daughter's fragile form. Mia, the female blogger who vanished 2 years ago while filming a vlog in the mangrove maze, lay connected to IVs pumping antibiotics into her weakened body. Her once vibrant spirit, captured in videos of Florida's wild places, was dulled by infections and trauma from 2 years in a rotting fish processing plant off Route 41. The nightmare began when a fisherman, Amos Reed, pulled up a crab trap 8 miles offshore, snagging Mia's barnacle-encrusted camera, one Nimelian clue that led Daniel to her. Now, with Captain Jesse Holt and corrupt Marine Patrol Officer Mark Dade in federal custody, Daniel thought the worst was over. But a late-night call from his cousin, D. Agent Alina Torres, shattered that illusion. "We found a logbook in Holt's boat, Tide Runner, hidden in a sealed deck compartment," Alina said, her voice tense. "It lists drop-off points, payments, and a name, Gator, running the operation from a deeper part of the Everglades. We're planning a raid at those coordinates tomorrow. Daniel, stay out of it." Mia stirred, her sunken eyes fluttering open. "Dad, don't go back," she whispered, her voice raw from disuse. "They took 2 years from me. I can't lose you too." Daniel squeezed her hand, his calloused fingers gentle against her bruised skin. He saw her last vlog in his mind. Mia, paddle in hand, gliding through the Everglades channels, her voice bright as she filmed a hidden lagoon. "This place is unreal, guys untouched by tourists," she'd said, unaware she'd caught Holt's smuggling operation on camera. The kayak collision that followed sent her camera into a tidal creek, where currents carried it to the Gulf, only to surface 2 years later in Amos's crab trap. Daniel kissed Mia's forehead. "I'll keep you safe," he promised, but the logbook's coordinates burned in his mind. Gator was still out there, and Mia's safety wasn't certain while the network's mastermind roamed free. Against Elena's orders, Daniel accessed her encrypted email, copying the coordinates to a remote channel in the 10,000 Islands, deeper than where Mia had vanished. As an architect, he was meticulous, mapping the spot on a nautical chart he'd bought from a bait shop. At 4 a.m., he drove to Goodland Marina, far from Holt's old haunts, and rented a 17-foot skiff, claiming he was a tourist eager for sunrise fishing. The Everglades swallowed him as he navigated the twisting mangroves, the air thick with humidity and the sour temps of decaying vegetation. Mosquitoes buzzed like static, and the dawn light barely pierced the canopy, casting the water in shades. A vink. The GPS guided him through channels so narrow his boat scraped roots, the silence broken only by the occasional splash of a heron. As he neared the coordinates, a low rumble froze him diesel engines, idling nearby. He cut his motor, letting the skiff drift, and tied it to a mangrove root, his heart pounding like a drum. Through a tangle of branches, Daniel peered into a hidden cove. 2 boats floated, rafted together, a sleek smuggling vessel, crates stacked high, and a Marine Patrol boat with official markings. A tall man in a black cap gator, Daniel assumed stood on the smuggling boat, his voice sharp. "Wednesday's run from Cuba brings 12 passengers' families, kids, 30 grand ahead. Move fast. The feds are sniffing after that blogger's case." Daniel's hands shook as he set his phone to silent and started recording, zooming in on Gator's weathered face, his eyes hidden behind sunglasses. A crate cracked open, revealing passports, cash, and what looked like forged IDs. A second man, not in uniform, but clearly with the patrol boat, checked a radio. "Carter's poking around again," he said. "Holt warned us, he's stubborn." Gator's jaw tightened. "Find him." No more mistakes like that girl's camera. Daniel's blood ran cold. Mia had filmed their operation, and they'd kept her alive. Holt's obsession, Gator's leverage. Now, they knew Daniel was close. Gator's voice dropped. She's still in the secondary facility, off Route 41, past the old plant. We move her Wednesday night with the others. Daniel's rage nearly betrayed him, but he steadied his phone, capturing Gator's face, the boat's registration, and the crates. A third man emerged from the patrol boat, his badge glinting. Another corrupt officer, likely Date's replacement. Feds are watching the docks, he said. That crab trap fluke put eyes on us. Daniel's mind raced. Mia's camera, lost 2 years ago, had surfaced to haunt them. He backed away, but his boot slipped on wet moss, snapping a branch. Over there, Gator barked, drawing a pistol. Daniel sprinted to his skiff, fumbling the ropes as engines roared to life behind him. He gunned the motor, the skiff lurching through the maze. Gator's boat in pursuit, its hull gleaming like a predator's teeth. The chase twisted through the Everglades labyrinth, mangroves blurring past as Daniel pushed the skiff's engine to its limit. Gator's boat, faster and armed, gained ground, a shot splintering the skiff's transom. Daniel's phone buzzed. Alina. Daniel, where the hell are you? We're mobilizing now. He sent the video and coordinates, shouting, they're chasing me. Secondary facility, Route 41. The skiff scraped a sandbar, slowing him, and another shot grazed the hull, spraying water. Desperate, Daniel dove into the murky channel, clutching his phone in a waterproof case, and swam for the mangroves. He scrambled onto roots, hiding in the dense foliage as Gator's boat circled, its spotlight slicing the dawn. He's here somewhere, Gator growled. Find him, or we're all done. Minutes felt like hours as Daniel crouched, mosquitoes biting his neck, his shoulder throbbing from the earlier graze. Then, a roar shattered the quiet. Helicopters, 3 of them, converging fast. Federal agents, drop your weapons. Elena's voice boomed from above. Gator fired at the lead chopper, but a sniper's shot caught his leg, dropping him to the deck. The second boat tried to flee, but D vessels blocked the channel, agents fast roping onto both crafts. Daniel emerged, waving his phone. Alina, I got it all, he shouted. Agents swarmed the cove, securing crates, passports, cash, and ledgers detailing 3 years of smuggling. Gator, bleeding but alive, cursed as cuffs snapped on his wrists. Secondary facility, Daniel urged Alina. Mia said, there are others. Elena's team raided the secondary facility, a derelict warehouse 2 miles from the first plant, hidden by sawgrass and a rusted gate. Inside, they found 6 women and 4 children, smuggled from Cuba, chained in a concrete room reeking of despair. Mia wasn't among them. Her words in the hospital had been about these captives, her attempts to share food during her own ordeal. Back at the hospital, Daniel sat by Mia's side, her condition improving, but her eyes still haunted. You went back? She said, voice stronger now. I had to, Daniel replied, showing her a photo of the rescued captives. You saved them, too, by surviving. Alina joined them, her D badge clipped to her belt. Gator's real name is Victor Salinas, a Cuban expat running the network for a cartel. Your video tied him to 50 smuggling runs, $20 million in profits. He's talking to avoid a life sentence. Mia gripped Daniel's hand, tears falling. I thought no one was looking anymore. Daniel's voice broke. Never, not for one day. The Everglades, a maze that hid horrors, had given up its secrets, thanks to a fisherman's crab trap 2 years later. Holt, Dade, and now Salinas faced justice, their network shattered. Mia's recovery stretched ahead, months of physical therapy, years of healing trauma, but her spirit flickered, the blogger who loved wild places stirring beneath the scars. Daniel rented a beachside cottage for her rehab, far from the mangrove's shadows. As they watched the Gulf's waves at sunset, Mia whispered, "I want to film again someday. Show the world the beauty, not the darkness." Daniel smiled, his heart lighter. The Everglades had taken much, but it couldn't take their bond. Well, have you ever heard of a case like this? Comment your thoughts. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.